The stomach is one of the most vulnerable places to be touched, so when you do it right, it can feel incredibly healing. This is part 2 of our Valentine's collection, and today I'm going to teach you how to nurture your partner, make them feel extremely safe with you, help with their digestion, any cramping they might be having, and I want you to know that this session might kind of release some things for you. Maybe it's trauma, maybe it's emotional responses. The stomach is a very sensitive area, so if any of these things happen, don't worry, it is completely normal. I'm going in with my massage oil candle from Maud. I'm going to have that linked below for you, and I'm really spreading it all across her stomach in a clockwise motion, and I'm actually scooping my hands to dig into her lower back and pull upward, just using the weight of her body to press against my fingertips so I'm not straining too hard. I'm really making sure I'm only scooping on either side of the spine. I'm not pressing my fingers into her spine, but just working on either side of it and just gently gliding my fingers up and around her hips. You could do this the entire time and your partner would be content. This is one of those techniques that is just top tier. But I'm going to keep going and show you kind of what we're going to start with in the stomach. I want you looking down at the stomach. We're going to be working and starting on the right side and scooping down towards the hips and then working our way across the body from left to right. I'm doing this hand over hand technique just because it's super relaxing, it feels really good. And if this confuses you at all, we're just working in a clockwise motion. And that next part we're going to hit is scooping up on that left side. Once we've completed that, we're actually going to start to go in circles here. This is really going to get everything moving in your partner's body, and it just feels really good. So I'm kind of following my right hand with my left hand. As you can see, I'm constantly keeping contact with my left hand and going in circles like the entire time, and then my right hand is kind of picking up and following along with that hand, just being like kind of like a shadow to it. Now when I'm using pressure for the stomach, I like to go based off of like what your partner would want. Typically I start with a medium pressure, which means that I'm not going too deep, but I'm kind of just aiming to move the skin at this point until she says, you know, if she wants more or less pressure. My client opted for a little bit heavier pressure, so I'm working with like a medium to deep pressure here, and I'm just moving back to those strokes that I did from the back all the way up to the stomach. This will help to transition seamlessly into these hand over hand techniques where I'm really pulling on that left side. And this is kind of a sculpting technique as well, so if you're looking for that kind of massage, this is just incorporated into this session because it feels amazing, but it is a sculpting technique. So you can do this as long as you like, and I actually like to rake my fingers over the ribs as well, like you just saw me do there. You can go up as high as you like, but for video purposes, I'm gonna just stick to right there. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side, just seamlessly transitioning like you saw me do there, and really pulling up on the hip area, and then into the stomach, and then up again into the ribs, really making sure my fingers are going in between those ribs. As you can see, I like to go back and forth between the stomach techniques and the back techniques and really incorporate the lower back into a lot of this session. It's going to feel the best, and it's going to feel like a professional massage that you're doing for your partner. And I really just want to get back into those circles and just get things moving even more. You can do these for as long as you like, but I just find that they're really good transition pieces as well to move into our next sessions here. This next technique had my client saying, I wish you could come to my house and do this during my cycle because it feels that good and I think it would cure all of my problems. Which honestly is not very dramatic because it does feel this good. So what we're going to do is take our hands and move them in sync at the same time, kind of dragging our hands down the stomach, and we're going to start to focus in on the lower stomach. So just like we did before with the hand over hand technique, we're going to do the same thing on this low stomach here, just kind of working side to side. This is going to feel incredible, and we're actually going to move this all the way up to the top rib area, and I'm going to spend a good amount of time here, so just follow along, hang out in this area. We're going to pull this to the sides of her belly and just really cover the entire area here. We're going to be hanging out here for a minute, so I'm going to come back in once we move to a new technique. As you can see, typically I just work around the belly button when I am doing those techniques that are moving in that downward motion. But next I'm just jumping into this kind of like cross technique back and forth where I'm just sliding my hands from side to side, just kind of moving that tissue, picking it up in my hands, and then again just moving back into that clockwise motion here. You're going to be able to work a little bit deeper into the stomach here. Slow and steady is going to be the name of the game, but getting that deeper pressure is really going to help to move things along. Just check in with your partner, make sure that they're comfortable, and you should be good to go. We're going to finish this out just by doing some more relaxing motions. Towards the end, I'm going to do some jostling, which is basically taking your hands and pulling them from that low back and really vibrating them. This is called a jostling technique, and it's going to help to loosen the muscles even more. And that concludes our session today. For the remainder of this video, I'm going to let you relax and listen to the music. Let me know how you guys like this one in the comments, and I want you to stay tuned for part 3 of the Valentine's collection, where we're going to work through a foot and calf treatment. You're not going to want to miss this one. It's a deep exfoliation with a hydrating massage. You're going to absolutely love it. Make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on so you don't miss that upload, and I will see you there.